Hello, how are you, friends? So, today we're going to the last chapter of your fiction book, The Secret Garden, chapter number 10. So, first we'll be going to the comprehension part. Here we have the question 1 as read the following read the following statements in each box, write T if the sentence is true or F if it is false. The first sentence is Colin was feeling much better after spending time in the garden. What do you think? He was feeling better once he was spending time, and after spending time in the garden with the kids, with the other children, and playing, and sometimes getting up and walking, and sometimes running. Yes, he was feeling good. So this is true, and we'll write T here, right? Okay. Susan Soberby. So Susan Soberby brought food for everyone in Misselthwaite Manor. Susan Soberby brought food for everyone at Misselthwaite Manor. Uh, if you remember, she brought food for the kids only, not for everyone. So this is going to be false. Okay. Susan Sowerby was Mary's mother. Is it true? She was Martha's mother. So this is false. Okay. Colin was angry with Susan Sowerby. No, Colin was very happy because she had been sending him food every day. So he was very happy. So this is false. Colin's father didn't want to come back to Misselthwaite Manor. Is it true? I think this is not true because once he saw a dream and then got a letter, he wanted to come back to Misselthwaite Manor, isn't it? So this is false. And Colin's mother's name was Lilias. Yes, her name was Lilias. Complete the following sentences with the names in the box. Mr. Archibald Craven, Colin Craven, and Susan Sowerby, and Mrs. Medlock. This you can call it Susan Sowerby or Sowerby, both, right? This is a proper noun, so our pronunciation may be different, right? You can call it Susan Sowerby or Sowerby. Okay. So first is Dash walked into the garden with a basket of food. It was Susan. And who was next is Dash was far away in another country. Mr. Archibald Craven. And third is Dash wrote a letter to Dash. Who wrote a letter? Susan wrote a letter to Mr. Craven. Right? So fourth is Dash suddenly ran out of the garden. Colin Craven ran out of the garden suddenly. And who saw Dash saw Dash and Dash walking towards Misselthwaite Manor. Who saw it? Mrs. Medlock saw Colin Craven and his father, whose name was Archibald Craven, walking towards Misselthwaite Manor. So now we come to the vocabulary part. Complete the following sentences with the correct form of the verbs in the box. Arrive, remember, believe, hug, follow, and open. Jane will always dash. Remember this thing with the always, the first form we always use for first form. Jane will always remember. Remember her first day at school. Jim's story is great, but do you believe him? Yes, because this is present tense, so present tense of believe is being written here. I'll show you the way to the new park if you follow me. Right? This is again a present tense. And what time does the train dash on Saturday mornings? What time does this is present form arrive on Saturday mornings? Someone's at the door. Can you please open it? So these all are the present forms. Okay, so we will you be using the present form of these verbs. Mums always, Mum always hug me when I come home from school. Mum always hugs me. Okay. Match the words 1 to 6 with a different with the definition A to F. Voice, unusual, surprising part of. Yes, this is the sound we make when we speak. So here we'll write D. Strange. Strange is yes, unusual or surprising is strange. At once. At once is immediately or straight away. So right here C. Favorite. What is mm, the, someone or something you like or prefer to others, right? This is your favorite. Five is wife. Wife is a woman married to a man. So we write E here. Shoulder. Shoulder is part of the body between the top of the arm and the neck. Okay. So now we'll go to the follow-up activities and I'll give you a suggested answer. This may not be the exact answer. You can, and if you want and you should write your own words for answering these follow-up activities. But I'll give you just a suggestion or an answer which you may and may not follow. Okay. Okay, now we go to the follow-up activities. Here I'll be giving you some answers, but these are just examples. You may and may not write the same way. You may use your own words or you may even have a different answer. I'll just give you an example or just a specimen, okay? Mr. Sawabe says, if you believe you can do anything, Colin, what do you think this means? Do you agree? Why and why not? So, in fact, if you believe you can do anything, this means that if we want to succeed, if we want the success, then we have to believe in our own self. Only then we can succeed, or only then we can do something. So, one of the answers can be I agree with this. We have to believe to be successful. Our belief in own self gives us strength. Okay, this is one of the way of uh, giving a reply to this question. And you may and may not agree with this. You may have your own words, but this is one of the examples. This is one of the ways you must attempt. Okay. Next is Colin's father was far away on Italy for a long time. Many children's parents have to travel a lot or work away from home. How do you think they feel? I think the children don't feel good once their parents are not there and their behavior also gets bad. So let us give you an suggestion that this may be the answer, and you may and may not again. You may and may not follow it. You may have your own answer, but I'll just a specimen answer I'm giving you. Children need their parents all the time. In the absence of their parents, their behavior becomes bad. They feel lonely and sad. Okay, this is I am giving you one of the so many answers that can be given. So you may and may not follow it. You may have your better words or you may have a different idea. Okay. Susan Sowerby wrote Mr. Craven a letter. Nowadays, how do you keep in contact with the family members or friends who's away? In the old times, we used to write letters to others. Now, the communication means are different. The ways of communication are very different. Now, most of the time, we use our mobile phones or emails. Okay, so one of the answer can be I'll give you, and you may add to this. I'll give you, uh, you may add to this, okay? You may add anything you want. We keep in touch with our family by mobile telephones. Text messaging and WhatsApp is a common way of keeping in touch these days. And you may email even, okay? The emails is also a common way. Colin, yes, again Colin. Colin said that the secret garden will always be children's favorite place. Do you have a favorite place? Which place in your home is your favorite? Why? The lawn in my house is my favorite place. It has a swing and a lot of flower plants. We also have a lemon plant in our lawn. So you may have your own favorite place. You may have a attic or a small room in your house or something else which can be your favorite place. You can write anything. I'm just giving you an example that this can be one of the so many replies, some of the so many answers that can be given to this question. Okay. Next is, imagine that you are Mr. Archibald Craven. Write a letter to Susan Sorbet and to tell her about what happened on your return to Misselthwaite Manor and thank her for her letter. Again, 60 to 80 letters. I'll be giving you writing tips, and then you can transform these writing tips into the sentences. Writing tips. So kind of you asked me to come back. I was surprised to see my son in good health. I feel sorry for not spending time with him. Want to thank you. Your daughter and son took care. You treated Mary well. So these are the things that you can write. So it can be that, dear Mrs. Susan Sowerby, I'm thankful to you. Yeah, I'm thankful to you for your kindness to ask me to come back. Once I arrived back, I was surprised to see my son in good health, and it was your kindness that helped me to come back and encouraged me to come back. I feel sorry for not spending time with him, but now I'll be spending time with him. Most of the time, I'll be with him. I again want to thank you. Your daughter Martha and your son Dickens took care of my son very well. I also want to thank them through you, and you treated me, Mary, also very well, and you taught her so many manners, because she was, once she was living alone with her parents, she had become very bossy, and but by living with Dickinson and Martha, her behavior has also changed and she has become a good girl. So all these things you can write in the form of a letter. I am giving you the writing tips. सो आज हम ये ख़त्म करते हैं बुक. आई होप आप लोगों को हमारी वीडियोस पसंद आई होंगी. अगर आई आई हैं तो हमें लाइक कीजिए, हमें सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, और अगर आपको पसंद आ रही हैं और आप समझते हैं ये यूज़फुल हैं तो अपने दोस्तों को भी बताएं, ताकि वो हमें चैनल को हमारे को सब्सक्राइब करें और उनका भी फ़ायदा हो और आपको भी सवाब हासिल हो. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.